And I'm not so sure that'll be enough. We'll see. Depends on what Kathy does, of course. But boy, she's rolling along so well with a fill after every frame that Lionel here must strike out.
He's really taking his time on this shot, too. He knows it's a critical part of the match.
He's just having one of those days that are crazy. He's punching and leaving the corners. It's just incredible. That's 2 head pins in a row now. Wow.
2 head pins, set of aces,
Yeah.
1 strike, last 5 frames. Just can't seem to break loose.
Too bad. And he punched the, as you said, they chop him right through sometime when you're going to one side. It's not always easy to get the 2, is it? Boy, what? Had some crazy things happen in this series, haven't we? Almost got that one thrown over the top, but he picks up a total of 13 there. Now we've got 107 for Lionel Baker. And you know that his average is 251, and he's just well below his average for any first 7 frames he's ever played.
Well, he's run into a real tiger here in Kathy Davidson. She's throwing the ball so well. She looks comfortable and confident.
And she's in a big lead here, and she's on the head pin again.
A little bit thick. Ball crossed over, left pocket, but she was a little bit thick. Watch, let's see what happens to the ball and the pins. 3 pin just barely tipped over, and the head pin went straight back up against the cushion.
This will give her her 7th consecutive fill if she makes it with a total of 4 strikes and 3 spares, and she does. So she hasn't failed to fill either a strike or spare in her first 7. She's over 200 after 6, almost doubling the score of Lionel Baker, as you can see. Baker has 107 in the 7th, and here she has 203 in 6, plus whatever she gets off her spare in the 7th. Wow. She's just keeping the pressure up all the way.
And 6 frames in a row. She only missed the head pin in the first frame of this game.
Good count. Very good count on the spare. You think she did anything different here?
No, let's have a watch. She's got a good, smooth approach. Very high backswing, but again, not forced. Long slide. She's got her head up. She's looking at those arrows 15 feet down the lane. Good follow through.
Yeah, very good.
She's very steady at the foul line, too. Always in balance.
Twice in a row, she has picked up the pin she needs to get the spare. And she has fills in every frame, 231 and 7. Boy, is she tough. Lionel's saying to himself, what am I doing? Such a nice guy and a cool cat, you know. And he's really quite disappointed in himself. But hopefully all his friends and family will get together and say, hey, it's not the end of the world.
He'll be back. He's a good competitor.
Oh, yeah, he'll be back. He's just having problems getting on the head pin and getting in the slot. There's 107 in the 7th, and this is what happens. He pulled it left, gets a big kick over, but no damage done on that side.
It's a 3-pin bouncing around on the pin deck.
Leaves 2 up. Nice clean up there, so he does get a fill. He has a total of 90 left in his last 2, plus whatever he gets in the 8th. Kathy, meanwhile, if she gets a strike here, or any kind of count, pretty tough to knock off. She'd have to throw a lot away in order to lose this one, but she can't. She really can't do it.
Now, most Lionel has is 227. Kathy's sitting with 231 in a spare. So
yeah, I'm sorry, I was counting the wrong way there. You're right. And of course, that doesn't do any good either, does it?
No, when you struggle, it sometimes really goes in the pot.
I'm looking at his score here. Head pin the 9th, corners, 2 head pins 6 and 7. That's just about everything. Wow. It's one of those days that I think you dread. I think most bowlers would dread that day going into a competition. And I'm sure they think about it, don't they? Because everybody sort of suffers at one time or another.
You go through those times, and all you hope for is that you come back tomorrow and have a better day.
He probably will. Right now, he's still trying. He's just trying to sort this thing out. The game is gone, but that's better. That's not pretty good. So after 9, he's 142 off that head pin. And the winner, of course, is Kathy Davidson, who has 231 and 7, and then in the 8th she has a spare. So all she has to do is finish out her 2 frames. It'd be interesting to see how she does finish out here. Jeff Bourne of Winnipeg shot 283 against Sandy Denbury, and now she's going to top that. Lionel Baker's at 142 after 9. Kathy now, if you chalk it all up, has 261 after 8 plus a strike in 9. She could add a total of 90 more if she strikes out here and have 351. Boy, that's powerful scoring.
Here were the 4th highest single game in CBC history.
Yep, it's not going to happen now, but of course all the pressure is off, and she's just trying to get through and finish this game, especially after that strike that, well, she went spare strike at a time when Baker was really having trouble even getting started. Good pick up there. So
the big thing here, Ernie, Kathy's been very solid on the middle. Yeah. She's gotten a couple of breaks, but she's rolling the ball extremely well. Missed the head pin in the 1st frame and here in the 10th, and that's all.
Well, she'll be over 300 with this last ball, no matter what happens. She has 15 on a spare counting already, and whatever she gets with this one, well, 13 more. What a beautiful score for Kathy Davidson from Northern Ontario. Sudbury is her home. She has a score of 319, and she is the winner, and she now goes against Jeff Bourne for the chance to get into the semifinals. Lionel Baker will just get up there and finish off his final frame. He's at 142, and I'm sure he'd just like to get it over. I think he'd like to finish with a couple of strikes. There's one. Attaboy, Lionel. Nice man.
That's a good shot. That's what he was looking for early in the match. Like you said, he'll want to finish off strong.
Having some fun with the crowd, but deep down inside, I bet you he's saying, I hope I never go through that again. That's the man, of course, who takes on Kathy Davidson for the right to go to the semis. Jeff Bourne. Got another one. All right.
Comment to the crowd, it's easy now.
Yeah. Good sense of humor. Bowlers do have a sense of humor, don't they?
Yeah. You have to have. It's a tough game.
And one more. All right. And what a hand for Lionel Baker, who finishes by striking out. He comes back there with 187. The damage is already done. Kathy Davidson gets congratulations from her sisters. They're in love here because, after all, it is a chance to go for the big money in that final round if she can win her next one. The final score for Kathy Davidson. Look at that, 319. She didn't have a miss a field until the final frame. Lionel Baker on the other side, 187. But Kathy, you're on to your next match coming up against Jeff Bourne.
Back to the Roxy Lanes in Winnipeg for the 3rd match of the day. The winner goes to the semifinals. Jeff Bourne got here with a hard-fought win over Sandy Denbury of Queenville, Ontario. Kathy Davidson fired a 319 at Lionel Baker to get here. Kathy obviously is not intimidated by anyone. Kathy is up first, and it'll be interesting to see if she can keep up her torrid pace for one more match.
Off to another good start, Ernie. Good roll on the ball, right-hand pocket, covers it up.
Just continuing on with what she did in that 2nd match of the day against Lionel Baker. She's getting the good break, she's getting the good rotation, and a lot of action.
Big thing for Kathy that first game, she hit the middle 9 out of 11 times. She got 5 strikes, but she made 5 spares, all of her opportunities. Jeff Bourne, let's see if he can continue. He had a great game in that first match. Once again, he was 8 for 11, 5 strikes, including 3 in a row in the middle frames that really made a difference in his victory over Sandy Denbury.
He's trying to get his routine. Something is bothering him here. I'm not sure if it's some of the action around in the stands or around from the booth here, but he just went back to get through his routine again. And he's on it. Good move. That was a good move.
One of the things that Jeff and I talked